ask you what was man's problem with me.
I was never faithful, I was never one.
Why Marco says, drink cool blue raspberry Gatorade after a show and you'll be ultimately refreshed.
Well, here I am in West London, outside what used to be Townhouse Studios. Placebo continued to record black market music here in the spring of 2000.
It took 9 months to make the record. It was a long recording process. I think at the time, it was the first time they'd experimented with electronics to the degree that they did on that record.
I was never faithful.
Looking back, it was a fun, crazy, slightly nerve-wracking period when the boys were very much into their darker side, but also loved a big night out. And I think the sort of dark side of it comes across in this record. It's undoubtedly the darkest record Placebo have made.
Placebo used the studio a lot throughout his career. We mixed the first album here and did recording on the fourth and the fifth album. And Brian even stayed upstairs for a while in a flat. Justin Warfield came here to rap on Spite and Malice, and we also recorded Days Before You Came and Hemoglobin here.
I believe Brian called me and said, hey, we have a song that sounds like it needs a rap, what do you think? He did tell me, I have a thing that's like that sort of the Abby Hoffman, like Weather Underground era, dope guns fucking in the streets. But there was a melody that I felt like really should be sung. And I sang that to Brian and he looked at me like, nobody tells me what to sing.
Justin appeared with the band at Reading Festival, which must have been 2000 or 2001, and did the performance live on stage with them. And that, I think, remains to this day the only performance of that song that the boys have done live.
To step on stage was so incredible. I mean, I cringe now looking at like my super dodgy pink faux hawk. I was like wearing a t-shirt and jeans and like didn't have anything to wear, and they were all glammed up, and I was in the trailer and they were like, you should put on something. And so I just took one of the steps, like leather jackets with a fur collar, and then jumped out on stage.
The album came out in 2000, October 2000, and it went to #1 in France and Germany. It was our first #1 record in Germany, so we were pretty... I mean, the boys were very sort of ambitious, a little bit cocky, a little bit sort of, we'll stop at nothing, to get where we want to get to. And it worked.